Build your dreams, live rich, and leave rich.
You know that feeling? You're working harder than ever, maybe your salary even goes up, but you don't actually feel any wealthier. It's like you're stuck on a financial treadmill, right? You're running and running, putting in all this effort every single month, but those big life goals, they just don't seem to be getting any closer. It's super frustrating, and believe me, so many families feel this exact same. I mean, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, right? You've got a job, you're earning, and you're trying to save a little something. But let's be honest for a second. Are those big dreams, that perfect home, giving your kids the best education, or retirement where you don't have to worry, are they actually getting closer? Or does it feel like the goalposts just keep moving? Well, by the end of this, you're going to have a clear roadmap. We're going to turn that vague saving into a real, powerful plan for your family's future. Okay, let's talk about a really common trap that catches so many people, even folks with great incomes. It's this weird situation of being asset rich but cash poor. What does that mean? Well, maybe you have some land that's been in the family or a big chunk of money locked up in your PF. So on paper, you look great. Your net worth is high. But what happens when a surprise medical bill pops up? Or you just want to take the family on a nice vacation without feeling stressed about money? Suddenly, the actual cash isn't there. You're wealthy on paper, but you're living day to day feeling, well, kind of broke. We're going to flip that script. All right, so to kick off this journey, we have to talk about your money's silent enemy. Seriously, there's this invisible force that's holding most of us back financially, and it's chipping away at your savings every single day, whether you see it or not. Okay, let's get real for a second. Picture this. Let's say your family's monthly expenses for everything, rent, food, school, bills, come to about 40,000 rupees. We'll use Hyderabad as an example. Right now, that feels okay. It feels manageable. Now, let's hit the fast forward button. We're going 10 years into the future. That same exact lifestyle? It's not going to cost you $40,000 anymore. Assuming a pretty standard inflation rate of about 7%, which is totally realistic here in India, you're now going to need 80,000 rupees a month just to live the exact same way you do today. Your expenses have literally doubled just to stand still. And this is where it gets really crazy. Let's go another 10 years forward, so 20 years from now. That 40,000, it's now 1,60,000 rupees a month. Just let that sink in for a minute. If your money isn't growing way, way faster than that, you're not just standing still. You are actively getting poorer every single year. That is the financial treadmill we were talking about. So yeah, this silent enemy has a name, and it's called inflation. The best way to think about it, it's like an invisible leak in the fuel tank of your finances. It's constantly draining the real value, the purchasing power of your hard-earned money. And that money you think is safe sitting in a savings account? It's not safe at all. It's actually a guaranteed loss year after year. So yeah, the future is expensive, no doubt about it. But it doesn't have to be scary. It's only a problem for people who don't prepare. And that preparation, that game plan, that's exactly what we're going to build together right now. So how do we get ready for this? Look, it's not about chasing some complicated investment scheme or trying to be a stock market genius. It's actually way simpler and way more powerful than that. It's all about creating a simple map for your money. So let's start laying down that foundation. Just think about it for a sec. Anytime you start a journey, whether you're getting in a car or booking a train ticket, what's the very first thing you do? You decide on your destination, right? Your financial life should be exactly the same. But the biggest mistake most people make is they obsess about the vehicle, which mutual fund, which stock, before they've even figured out where they're trying to go. And that brings us to the core idea here, goal-based investing. This is a total game changer, a complete shift in how you think about money. You're not just saving money anymore. No, you are saving for your daughter's education in 15 years. You're investing for that house down payment in 7 years. See the difference? Every single rupee gets a job, a purpose, and a deadline. It brings so much clarity and makes it way easier to stay on track. Okay, so you've got your destinations mapped out. You know where you're going. Now it's time to pick the right ride, the right investment vehicle to get you there. I love this analogy because it makes things so clear. Think about picking stocks yourself. That's like riding a super fast motorcycle. It's exciting, you're in total control, it can be really fast. But man, it is risky. You need a ton of skill, you have to be watching the road every second, and one little mistake, one pothole, and you could be in big trouble. Now, compare that to a mutual fund. That's like taking a comfortable bus. You just buy your ticket, find a good seat, and trust a professional driver, the fund manager, to handle all the crazy traffic and bumpy roads for you. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. You're just matching the vehicle to the trip. For a short, safe trip, like saving up for a deposit you need in just a couple of years, you want something slow and safe, like an FD. For a medium-length trip, say buying a car in 5 years, the bus, a hybrid mutual fund, is a great choice. But for those really long-term goals, the big ones like retirement or your kid's college fund that are 10, 15, 20 years away, you need the speed and power of a train. That's your equity mutual fund. The main point is so simple, right? The destination always determines the vehicle you choose. Okay, so for most of us, for most regular families trying to reach those big life goals, that bus or train, the mutual fund, is honestly the best way to go. So let's dive a little deeper and see exactly why that is. So what's so great about this bus ride? Well, first off, you get a professional driver. You don't have to be a market expert. Someone else is doing that for you. Second, it's a shared journey. Your money gets pooled with thousands of other people, so your risk gets spread out over lots of different companies, which is way safer. Third, there are different buses for different routes. You got express buses, local buses, just like you have different types of funds for different goals. And maybe the best part? You can get started with a really small regular ticket. That's what an SIP is. Oh, and unlike buying property, you can get off the bus whenever you need to. It's easy to get your money out. Okay, but now for the big question. The one thing that scares almost every new investor. What happens when the road gets bumpy? You start investing, you're all excited, and then you check your account and your investments are down. That immediate feeling is panic, right? Oh no, I made a mistake. I need to pull my money out. But hold on. This is where you really need to understand the nature of the journey. This is such a powerful way to think about it. The market going up and down isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that it's alive. It's like a hospital ECG. Those zigzags mean there's a healthy heartbeat. The thing you should actually be worried about is a flat line, because that means it's over. Those bumps and drops, that's just the price you pay to be in the game for long-term growth. And this chart just proves the point. Look, no investment is going to give you a straight line up. The journey is supposed to be bumpy. So you might have 1 year where you get an amazing 25% return. Awesome. But the very next year, you might get a scary minus 11%. And in that moment, it feels terrible. But the real magic is what happens when you zoom out. You average out those good years and bad years over the long run, and you end up with a solid average, something like 12%. The lesson? Stop looking at your portfolio every day. Keep your eyes on the long-term destination. Okay, so we've picked our vehicle. We understand the road is going to be bumpy. Now let's talk about the mistakes people make, the things that cause them to crash or just give up on the journey. Let's make this super real with a story about two people, Ankit and Neha. So they both get a nice 20,000 rupees salary hike. What does Ankit do? He immediately goes out, gets a bigger car EMI, and buys the newest phone. He's trying to look rich. He's fallen into the lifestyle trap. Now, what does Neha do with her 20,000 rupee hike? She just increases her monthly SIP by 15,000 rupees. Fast forward 10 years. Ankit has an old car and nothing to show for that extra money. Neha? She's built a fund of over 35 lakh rupees. She made the choice to live rich by building security, not just look rich with stuff that loses value. All right, we've talked about the problem, the solution, and the big mistakes to avoid. Now let's put it all together into a super simple action plan you can literally start using today. Here it is, your 4-step roadmap. Step 1, define your destinations. Seriously, get a piece of paper and write down your top 3 financial goals and when you need the money. Step 2, figure out the future cost. Don't forget our old friend inflation. A quick tip is the rule of 72. If inflation is around 7%, stuff will cost double in about 10 years. Step 3, choose your vehicle. Match the funds to the goal. Long-term goals get equity, shorter-term goals get something safer. And step 4, the most important one, automate the whole journey with an SIP. Just set it and forget it. Consistency is everything. If you do just these 4 things, I'm telling you, you will be ahead of 90% of people when it comes to planning your finances. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. Right now, in your financial life, who is really doing the hard work? Are you the one working day and night, trading your time for money, or have you started building a system where your money starts working for you 24/7 so that one day you don't have to? The choice is yours, and the journey can start today.